In this video I'm going to be doing my first update to Pan that palette, so if you want to see how I got on then stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel, my name is Amy and in today's video I'm going to be doing my first update to Pan that palette. So if you want to see how I got on, which is quite an exciting one, then stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love beauty and project panning content. Here are my socials, I've got my Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget to check me out over there. I'm posting on Instagram daily at the moment and I'm doing more TikToks over there. So if you want to see me over there, then don't forget to follow. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So yeah, please excuse my hair. My hair is a mess today. Just not going how I want it to. Oh, let's chuck it behind my ears. Right, we've got two palettes that I'm working on. We've got Pan that palette. And we've also got Pan that face palette. My Pan that face palette is the Technique Colour Fix powder contour palette. The reason why I'm not showing you guys is because obviously you can see through the packaging. So yeah, this is the palette. We're going to talk about that first because it's very exciting, and then we're going to go into my Pan that palette, which is the Blue Blood palette. And talk about the shades and roll some more in. So yeah, if you don't know how I constructed this is a PANtastic Ladies collab. I will leave all the links in the description box to the creator and everything. So thank you very much for an amazing project. And as you guys know, it is size matters, and this is why I've chose this one, because it is huge. It is a really big palette. So yeah, and what I'm doing is so that way I can get even usage. I'm rolling in shades from this palette every single update, which is every other month for me, so that way I can get the most use out of it, and then I can, you know, see where I'm at. We'll talk more about it later on in the video, but first we're going to give a quick update on here. So this is my Pan that palette. I already had 2 shades finished on it and pan in 2 shades, so I'll show you guys what it looked like before. So yeah, so I was working on the shades that had pan on. Obviously my goal is to completely finish this, and in 2 months this is what it looks like now. I finished the contour and the light contour shade. I finished this one today. That one I finished within a month. But yeah, I'm so excited to see half the palette, or half the palette finished. I finished these 2 in like 2019. So yeah, what are my goals? So that is what it, yeah, this bit's going to be a quick update, that's why I did it first. But yeah, this is where I'm at so far. Really excited. I'm going to start working on this bronzer shade here, and I'm going to go for probably this one here because it's more yellowy toned. I can probably do it under my eyes. But yeah, they're the 2 shades I'm going to be sort of focusing on. This is in rotation with my George palette in my Pan of the 90s. But yeah, so excited with how this is going. It's very powdery, so I think that's why it's going very quickly, and obviously I've had this for far too long. But yeah, showing very good progress so far, so I can't wait to come back in 2 months' time to see what it looks like. I'm hoping to have pan on them both, but let me know. Right, next is my Blue Blood palette. This one, like I said, I'm in... Oh, I didn't even tell you the usage. Speeding through it. Right. The contour shade took me 9 uses to finish, and this one took me 11. So yeah, I'm hoping with a good 2 months use I can hit pan on both, which is both of them shades, which is great. And let's move them up. This is the Blue Blood palette. I'm working on, I want to try and hit pan on every single shade, but reading your guys' comments, I don't believe I will. I'm still aiming for it, but I'm probably looking more at half the palette, and the way that the shadows have been performing, I've had some thoughts, and I believe probably less than half the palette, to be fair. But we're going to roll with it. We're going to try. I've had this palette for 3-4 years, and this was a gift from my partner, and I absolutely love this palette. It's beautiful, but obviously I don't support the brand or the owner or anything, so that's half the reason why I want to get it out of my collection, but I want to get my use on it anyways. I had to explain that in my last video. I'm not going to explain it in every single video, but yeah, that is, if you're new, that is the reason why you don't really see it on my channel or on my feed at all. But yeah, the shades that this is what the palette looks like before. It was basically not brand new, but it was very, very lightly used. So that's what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. As you can see, it's very exciting. I will hold it up to the camera anyway. I got Pan, but this one I knew this would anyway, but I've got Pan. I'm going to put the palette down to talk about it, but I'll put it up on the screen. The shades that I was working on were Sicilian, which is obviously the shimmer that I hit Pan on. That took 11 uses to hit Pan on, but I've continued to use it since then, so I've used it a combined total of 12 uses in the 2 months. This had a little bit more progress on. I think I've used it 2 or 3 times, but it was so kick-uppy, and yet it is beautiful, so I had no problems using that. I'm going to look at try and finish that shade, to be fair, so I'm probably going to continue using it. The other one is I'm Cold, which is the 4th shade along. As you can see, I've started to wear off the imprint. I used that 5 times. And Deceased, which is the 3rd shade on the 2nd row. I used that one 5 times, but it's so hard to work with. Like, if I try and like swatch it, it's got such bad hard pan that you can literally get no colour out of it. I've tried a brush, I've tried digging it, I've tried like using my finger, I've tried sellotape, I've tried trying to get scrape a layer off. I just don't know if that's how the shade generally is, but I have had this palette for quite a while, and there's no way I can work on it. So I don't like doing this, but I've made the decision I'm going to take that shadow out and declutter it, because the other shades seem absolutely fine. That one was just such a pain to work with. I don't believe I'm going to get anywhere using it. So yeah, I know probably most of you aren't going to agree, but I don't want to pan something that's not working, or I know I'm not going to get any use out of, because it is so hard to use. I feel like the whole shadow has got hard pan because of its age, so which is such a shame, really such a shame, but it is what it is. If I'd have known what shadows do, because I've only just started doing project, this is my first full year, if I'd have known that's what shadows do, I probably would have used it more. I kept it for special occasions, but now I'm like, I've got to use it. So yeah, I will be trying to get that out of the pan, and yeah, I will be decluttering it, unfortunately, but I did get 5 uses on it to try and make it work. The next shade was Ice Tray, which is the shade next to it. That is beautiful. I used that 4 times. I use it all over the lid. It is beautiful. I absolutely loved it, and you can probably see a little bit of usage on it. And the last shade I rolled in was Wealthy, which I didn't use that much, because when I rolled this palette in, I did say in the intro that I'm working on quite a few lid setting shades. I did kick most of them out of the project because I've met their usage, and I've only used this one 2 times. But I am going to be using it a lot more, because the lid setting shades that I've only got 1, and it's going to be rolling out probably fairly soon, because I'm close to hitting my goal. And then that one will literally kickstart. So yeah, I am going to get my use on, like same with Sicilian. I'm probably going to use both of them every month anyway, regardless whether they're rolled in or not, because they're so easy to work with. But yeah, so they are the shades that I worked on. The formula, from using all these shades, the I'm Cold is very, very kick-uppy, so I probably could use that a bit more and hit pan, but I feel like looking at Sicilian, the pans are what I class quite deep, and they're so pigmented, the shades, so you really don't need an awful lot. So these are going to take a lot of work, which I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you guys know, if you do have this palette, it's going to take you at least a minimum of a year to hit some sort of pan. So yeah, that is how it is at the moment. I did use a couple of extra shades. I used Minced Tea, which is the 2nd shade on the top row. I used that once just to sort of blend in I'm Cold. But yeah, that's not a bad shade. So they were all the shades that I worked on / extra usage this month. So yeah, really happy with the progress so far. I'm going to roll them shades out and go onto my spreadsheet. So I've sort of like mapped it out a little bit to help me out a bit. And you're all probably thinking, why do it like that? I just feel like, because I'm under so much pressure with eyeshadows, if I was just to roll in the whole palette, half of the palette probably wouldn't get used. So I'm trying to even out my usage, and then I've left myself 2 months, well, 2 updates at the end of the month free, so that way I can literally work on anything that I feel like I could get progress on. and give me, just dropped my phone, just give me the maximum progress. That's my logic anyway. If it doesn't work, then I'll scrap it for next year, but that's how I want to approach it. But yeah, I hit pan on Sicilian, which is great. Obviously, I'm still going to be using it. But the next shades I'm going to be working on, I will lift the palette up for this one, is Flourishing, which is this green shade here. I will swatch everything later. Here. Oh, an airplane that's really low. You're probably going to hear that. Flourishing, which is a nice deep green. You've got Undertaker, which is that deep dark shade here. I felt like rolling them two shades in would probably be the hardest. They could probably get some good use in the crease. I thought you'd hear it. Then you've got Crystal Flesh. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Crystal Flesh, which is this beautiful shade here, which I know I'm going to get so much use out of, so that's pretty. And then we've also got Celebrity Skin, which is a nice crease shade. So yeah, that is going to be my colour story. Let's swatch them all and see what it looks like. Here are, I don't know why I always do it like that. Here is the colour story. You've got Flourishing, which I thought was a deep green, but it's actually not as deep as I thought it was going to be. Obviously you've got the bluey black, which would be great for the inner corner and deepening up. And then you've got the shimmer, which I don't know if you can see, but it is really pretty. That is Crystal Flesh. Then you've then got the crease shade, which is just a neutral brown for Celebrity Skin. I feel, personally, that I could probably hit pan on a Crystal Flesh because I feel like that's a shade that I will use all the time. And I feel like I can get good use out of Celebrity Skin paired with Wealthy. Yeah, I feel like I can do some good damage to this palette next month. I don't know how well I'm going to get on with these two shades. I'm going to give it my best shot, but I do have 2 months to use them, so fingers crossed that I can. So that is my update. Obviously, I can use any shade in this palette throughout the whole time anyway, so if I feel like other shades pair, I will use them, but they're my focus for the month. So yeah, that is everything. I hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'm super happy to have one pan in out of the palette. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so pleased I finally got a pan on a Jeffree Star shadow. But that all said and done, I'll see you guys in the next update, which will obviously be every other month. So not next month, it's the month before. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. So see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.